Hi, this is Steve Avery. Hi, I'm Patrick Siebert, and this is Brian Fiore, and this is Just Got Played. We've got a very special treat for you tonight. Well, I don't know how special it's going to be, but we are here with Steve Avery, Patrick Connor, and Jason Maxwell. We're going to ask them a few questions, and we're going to start off with all three. We're going to start off with all three.
Okay.
Cracks under pressure.
Patrick, I'm going to ask you because I really like your first name.
Wait, is this a speed round?
Yeah. By the way, there is only one correct answer. Are you a gambler?
Yes.
When you go to Vegas, you play table games. What do you play?
Blackjack.
Alcoholic? You like to do blackjack? You mix it up a little bit, or just straight?
Just straight. Oh, blackjack and slots.
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 Love the random
slots, huh?
Yeah.
Steve Avery. Same question.
Oh, no, I don't gamble.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I'll play some blackjack. That's about it, though.
Do you guys, that craps, right?
Craps have the best odds.
Wait,
Mahjong.
I do hang out pretending to gamble so I get free drinks.
Are you ready for this? Brian Fiore. What game can you not be defeated at?
Not Spurs, it's Rockets. You beat me that today, but every other game, pretty much.
Every other game. It's
Every other game.
I can list Terra Mystica. We lost Terra Mystica.
Oh, okay. Terra Mystica. No.
Oh, it's falling for you.
I actually let you win that one, but
Oh,
I
did you?
didn't have a
Thank
heart
you,
to tell
man.
you until now. So.
That's very sweet of you. It's not going to get you anywhere tonight, if you know what I mean.
Well.
All right, so our next question starts with Steve Avery, which is probably a bad idea. What is your favorite convention, and why is Dice Tower your favorite convention? I mean, why is it your favorite?
Man, that is a really tough one. I love going to conventions, and they all have their own things that make them fun and special. Like
Steve Avery.
yeah, exactly. No, Origins, great food, and okay, wait, my favorite convention though. I'm gonna have to go with. I think it's still Origins, actually. Dice Tower Con's creeping up there, but I like Origins a lot. No, I changed my answer. Dice Tower Con.
Is it because I'm here?
Yes, actually, that's right. Thanks, man.
New relationship starting. Patrick,
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to ask that question.
Okay.
Just kidding. Favorite convention and why?
Dice Tower Con, because it's more player focused and less retailer focused.
Jason Maxwell.
Yeah, we all, when we were driving up here, I think several of us said we all thought this was our favorite convention. It's relaxed. It's, I mean, when you're at Origins and Gen Con, it's just nonstop work.
Here you can actually play some games.
Here you can actually break off and not feel guilty.
Well, also,
But, you know, that may change in the future, but
Con is awesome, and it's like a larger version of this, so that's cool, except you're trapped in the middle of nowhere. You're 20 minutes from anywhere. Yeah. So that's, I mean, that, like here, you just, like, hey, I want to wander over to the sports bar, I want to wander over to Delmonico's or whatever. You know, it's great that you can, everything's within walking distance, and you still have all these people here. And to me, it feels like one big private party. You know, like you've invited all these friends over, and you're just, you know, playing games and going to the pool and celebrating.
I am not as experienced at cons as you guys, but coming here, the first year that I came to Dice Tower Con, I met so many really super nice people. And Orlando is not filled with nice people, by the way, but there are so many
Just
super
damn tourists.
nice. No, I'm talking about people. I'm talking about me.
The locals.
I'm talking about me. But the people that are here at night, like yesterday I sat down, I had to grab lunch while they were watching the booth. I sat down and I met 3 people at lunch, and we just started, we talked for like 45 minutes about gaming and stuff. We came back and played some games. Like total strangers you meet and you talk to for years and years and years. Just really nice people. I really love Dice Tower Con. I think you feel the same way.
I do.
Well, is there another con that they, because the way they have it set up in the game room, people are actively asking and looking for people to teach, people to play, and I haven't been to another con where it's always like some ticketed event or you got to get in and you usually just go with the people you know or something like that. Here, you have the opportunity to play and meet with a really diverse group of people.
You're absolutely right, and it's so much fun. People are in just such a good mood, and there's also we're filled with like very cool. Stepping up.
Well, I'm
Oh,
cutting
is that
it.
Belvedere?
It's too sweet.
Oh, it's Grey Goose.
Which is, I know, this is like a sin to mix this with that, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
You know what really would be
I'm a
sin?
sinner.
You can mix it with the tequila.
You do buy some nice liquor.
I brought it for you. It's good.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever had a nickname and why? Wait, you know, before I say that, Steve has something written on his head that I'm sure you can't read.
Oh yeah.
But Patrick's going to tell us exactly what it says.
This is advertising space for Deception, Murder in Hong Kong, a Kickstarter by Gray Fox Games.
You lost a bet?
No, I sold my forehead to the Jack Voss Memorial Fund.
Aww.
Right. So I raised $225 to have people write on my forehead.
You know that was my idea, by the way, and I didn't buy your forehead. I feel guilty about
I
that.
know, man. I'm kind of glad you didn't. Look, this is probably the best possible result. It could have gone all downhill from here.
I've got a picture of
And the good thing is it's going to be there next few days because
Price of it.
Because I don't shower.
Well, he won't shower until Monday.
That's perfect.
Ever.
There's a pool.
I'm waterphobic.
There's a pond out back.
That's right. Don't jump in the pool.
Yeah,
Or-
waterphobic.
Or the cement pond. Don't jump in the cement.
And what is that? Deodorant phobic. So it's a good thing this
Ugh.
sense of smell.
I don't have a sense of smell.
So, Steve Avery, what's your nickname? What's the worst nickname you ever got?
Man, I don't know. Everybody just calls me Avery. I don't have a really bad nickname.
Not even from high school?
That Avery is the bad nickname.
Oh.
That's
Patrick?
The worst, I've had many. Probably the most, the sketchiest nickname would be Cuppy, which is a derivative of cup for creepy Uncle
Cuppy.
Pat.
creepy Uncle Pat.
Yeah, that's what my colleagues call me.
I'm gonna call you that too.
Yeah, creepy Uncle Pat. I don't know why.
We're rooming together. I'm rooming with creepy Uncle Pat.
That's right.
Did you get a king or two queens?
Yeah.
I got a queen.
One queen. two queens. It's two queens in that
room.
yeah.
8 almost last night. Sorry. Mr. Maxwell.
I've had several nicknames.
What's the worst one?
The worst
Mason
one.
Maxwell.
I don't know. None of them were really bad. My last name's Maxwell. I was called the Max. Maxwell
Mad
House.
Maxi
You had to
Pat.
have been called Mad Max.
I was called the Professor.
I
But
like Maxi Pat.
Matt.
I like that so much that I'm gonna call him Maxi Pat all drive home.
yeah,
Fiore?
that's the worst one, Maxie.
Maxie?
Yeah, well, he just made it up.
Oh, you just made it up now?
He did.
Oh.
I don't really have an exciting one. I do tax attorney stuff by day, so people get tax paid. Always high taxes.
It's not really scary. My,
Just for the record though, you do like Maxi Pat for that nickname.
It is.
Yeah, hey Summit, Maxi Pat, I think it's a good fit.
I may be able to top that. My last name is Siebert, so in high school everyone called me Seaman Burke.
Oh Lord.
So,
Wow.
1 point for the host. We taught you about the birds and the bees, brother.
You're,
Well,
Golly, where do you get these questions?
It's written right here on his face.
These are not board game questions.
Most of them were.
I like
The
him.
game designer
That,
personality.
yes, that's right. The
People want to know about you, the insides of you, and I don't have the colonoscopy
You know,
scope.
I would want to say, my parents, but it wasn't. It was. I came across. My mother was a nurse, and so
there was a manual.
she had all of her medical books that I used to read through, and so yeah, I started wondering early
Sure,
age and
wasn't
exploring.
that black chick?
It may have been.
You're on camera.
That's right.
We may have
Yeah,
had
my wife won't see this one.
We may have to edit that.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll just throw a beep in there.
I know way too much.
That's correct.
Oh, I think we have somewhere.
So
to
here was the
go.
here was this conversation about selling his forehead. We're like, well, maybe we can make him dance in a tutu, and I was like,
We're here.
We have a special guest.
Very nice. Nicely done. Oh, you came over here.
I know, I just.
My brother Joey. Hey, Joey.
This-
We're going off camera.
How you
Thanks,
doing?
man. I'm setting a trend here. Good. Yeah, good. Scoot in, man. It's just a party.
You know, well,
Nice tower
I was I missed an event.
I wouldn't say exactly missed anything.
No, I actually did miss something.
Jason's, just to catch you up, Jason's new nickname is Maxi Pad.
Wait. No, that was not one of my answers.
Joe wants to know why you got that stuff on your head.
We've already covered that.
Yeah,
That's
the party.
Uncle Pat.
Well, anyway, so I tell Steve, you can do it, son. You can be who you want to be. I mean, it's
up to me.
Yeah, no.
exactly
Someone else.
nothing insulting about
Oh,
that.
there's just no glasses? What is
You're not
that?
gonna like it.
What is it?
It's a mix.
It's a girly drink.
Mr. Burke, have you ever tasted Reefer?
Sadly.
Yes.
Use my last one.
I did.
What the hell is that?
It's Grey Goose. And what did you mix in it?
It tastes like Grey Goose and suntan lotion as well.
That's like the
He
perfect
put that crap
taste.
in there.
It is
It's the
great.
perfect
It's
taste.
actually great.
Hell is that shit?
Look at Heather. Off camera, Heather's just
That's the
fine.
good stuff.
I love you, Heather. You're awesome.
You got a Dixie cup.
Oh, plastic. You know what? I
Better than
can't.
dick in a
I
cup.
don't think I can let that happen.
See this? I'm just saying. Steve Avery, Robert Burke.
So, and since you were late, you're going to be penalized, Mr. Burke.
Go ahead.
But everyone, this is Robert Burke.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Avery.
Hello, internets.
I think it's a cork, Bob.
Oh.
He's like, this is the worst interview we've ever had.
Or the best. I'm really good at editing. Mr. Burke, what would you rather club to death? A cuddly puppy or a defenseless baby seal?
Oh,
That's a trick question.
it is trick. It's setting you
There's
up.
no right answer.
That's why you got it. More of them.
All right, a baby puppy,
Think about it.
Oh, a cuddly puppy.
a cuddly puppy, or a defenseless baby
Seal.
seal.
Is
the-
the puppy can defend himself?
That's what I'm wondering. Is the cuddly puppy also defenseless?
But who
or not?
who loves a seal?
I'm going to leave that. It's a subjectional question. I'm going to let that part of you.
I would a baby seal definitely, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, please do.
I could go to jail for the puppy, but I could actually get a license for the seal. So that's
Right.
my thought process.
Brian, do you have any questions for these gentlemen?
We'll change gears a little bit and kind of get into just a couple of questions about game design or the development process in general.
Do you have game designers here? No. Oh, okay, I didn't think so.
So just kind of go around play testing. Like we always hear like just a massive amount of play testing has to be done. But what's like a good objective number would you say for like say like an alpha stage, a beta testing, or like a blind beta stage? Kind of like if you could just give us like the guesstimate as to like the number, the actual hardcore number before for each stage, or just a total number that before it actually gets printed. What's the
Of sessions?
or like total number of games? Is it like 1,000 that you go through, or is it like 300 at each stage, or 200?
Of playtest sessions. For
You're
me,
not so serious.
it varies widely.
So I was gonna say it's game dependent.
It depends on the feedback that you get. I mean, you could create a game where the feedback is pretty, solid at the beginning, and the game is pretty solid, and it might not take much to get it to where you really think it's ready to publish. But then there's games, I have games in the pipeline now that I must have play tested 100 times, and I'm still like, it's not ready to show to anybody. So it really depends on how far along the game is at the beginning when you first start introducing it. Like Steve's got about 100 games. And none
He
of them-
doesn't play
And
test.
they're all
Yeah.
terrible. So. I play test each once.
He does. Steve's problem is he play tests it once, and he gets bad feedback, so he moves on to the next one.
So kind of give me a range. So if a game is pretty good as far as coming out of the gate,
There's no science to this. I mean, it really is no science. I've talked to people who've created games in their basement last night, and they throw them up on Kickstarter, and people are
but
still
that's
playing
not-
them.
That
I mean,
might not be a good thing.
it might not be a good thing, but there are a lot of games in. Right, there is no magic formula. You got to do it the way you got to do it.
no minimum. So like, would you say like shoot a minimum threshold of like 100 play test sessions?
I bet you there are games in Walmart that never been play tested.
Well, alpha probably, I think.
What y'all are saying, you just beat on it until it breaks, and then when it stops breaking, you were done.
You play test it until you think it's ready. But I've had like the offensive band name generator I did. It might have been like 15, and that was it. Or something like Battle for Souls took
15, that's
hundreds.
impressive.
Okay.
That's not very
Have you played it?
You played it. Nice. Good one, Maxi.
Well, we played it. You bastard.
And like Draco Magi took a really long time. That was a lot of play testing, because it wasn't just me, it was Richard, it was a co-design, so he was really play testing a lot, and I was play testing a lot, and would make changes,
I
and
was
the
play testing
opposite
a lot.
groups would he was play testing a lot, so that was hundreds. as
it's
well.
not something you can quantify. You have to. It's got to be a qualitative process.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so we are switching back to a little bit more serious stuff, and this is a question that I hope you all want to answer. I'm interested in your newer projects, stuff that you haven't launched yet, stuff that you want to launch, stuff that's got your head on fire that you really want to start with. I'm going to start with Patrick. I know you're taking a break right now, but I know there's something in there. I can smell it.
Oh well,
Smells like rat.
Smells like.
You're sitting next to Steve, though.
That's right.
Exactly.
It's rat with a touch of Vaseline scent.
Oh my God!
What? Not horrible.
No, it's fine.
That's his cologne.
That's totally not going to get edited.
You're gonna keep that in, right? No, you're not.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're not. Whatever. I was just kidding. I love rats.
And that.
Together. I'm kind of exploring a number of different options right now. So I'm talking with a couple publishers about helping develop a couple games, and I also, now that I'm back in the classroom teaching, I have some time. I'm gonna actually work on some of the games that I have that I've been wanting to design for years that are in different pieces of development. So we'll see what happens.
There's stuff on the burner, right, Mr. Avery?
Me? Actually, yeah, I got some stuff going on. I'm half a designer, right? Because I've got half.
You're a whole designer now.
Wait, Steve Avery has some game designs? No.
I have half a design. Because
Didn't you get the other half? You
so
know,
just
basically
just before Dice Tower, I got signed to do it's kind of a party game with Cool Mini or Not, and it's co-designed with Eric Mann, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Do you have a
So
title that
half
we can start
of-
looking for, or we don't know yet?
I'm not even sure if they're going to go like mass market because it's kind of a party game. So they're like talking about maybe doing Target.
I have
which
to say, I
case-
don't know if I would want anyone other than the four of you to design me a party game.
Yeah,
Why is
this
that?
is a party crew, right?
Oh my
here.
God, I barely know any of you, and I'm already horribly embarrassed. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So
I'm drinking with us after this.
that half game plus my other half game makes me a whole designer.
What's your-
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your other half game?
I had made this on a whim. I had made this game called. No, it's
It's gonna probably have a Q and a Z in it, Izzle and Fizzle.
exactly. If it's
I mean, that's what's popular in the stores, right?
So, anyways, I designed this game called Flip Toys Flying Flea Reader.
Oh, it's awesome. I played
And
it.
yeah, we rolled. It's like a speed dice rolling thing. You have to lock these dice, and all these crazy conditions come up where you have to like flip the cup and roll the dice with your arm to
Flip the cup?
chest and yell huzzah.
I didn't see
and all
that
this kind of
part.
Stuff. So,
I think he said lift. I hope he said lift.
that's right.
Jason said lick the cup.
Lick the cup. Anyways,
My game. That's different.
That's
Eric
right.
Lang looked at the game. He's like,
Dual licking.
I like this game, but you need to change some stuff in it. And so you need to change a lot, and I'm going to help you.
and when
Like,
Eric
"Thank
Lang
you."
speaks, you listen.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless he's telling a joke.
Exactly. So I got that half game, and then of course Nothing Personal was my other half game. And the other thing I got going on is Arcane Wonders wanted to do a expansion for Sheriff of Nottingham. So they talked to Tom. And Tom's like, hey, let's work on this together. So I'll pull you, me, and Z in on this, and we'll all collaborate. And so we're playtesting that here at Dice Tower Con.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, it's cool. I think it's gonna be fun.
Magic happens at Dice Tower.
That's a big game. That's a big game. That's a lot.
Yeah, so those are my two big things. And of course, I'm shopping stuff all the time.
You got anything else you
Buy
want to
my
plug?
crappy game.
What do you got to plug?
The one I put the most work into is a cooperative pulp game, cooperative adventure game, which is my favorite kind of game. So that one I've been showing around, but I think I still need to tweak a little bit. It doesn't have the pizzazz factor, so I gotta make something that just I think I can put fireworks in the box so that when you open it up,
When it immediately explodes?
Yeah,
It's like-
yeah.
Sounds like a
I want to
13-year-old's
know,
finger.
and you should know, and I want to know. I hope you don't mind if I ask one question.
I want you to ask a question.
What's going on with Rubber Banditos, please?
yeah, nothing.
So Steve's been bringing this awesome game around to cons for years, and nobody will publish it because they're worried about lawsuits because kids have guns in it and they got to shoot things, and it's rubber band guns, not real guns, rubber band guns.
They all come with 45 caliber pistols.
Right,
But
exactly.
it's such a fun,
and grills. You did a clip on grill. It's awesome.
It's an expensive game, but it's worth it.
It's an awesome game. It is so much fun to play that game.
If I
but,
knew about it, we would be playing it right now.
yeah,
Right,
it's,
exactly.
it's great.
I'd
The
break the
publishers look
camera.
at it and they're like, "That's great, but I'm not going to publish that
Yeah,
because
it's
there's
true.
rubber band guns."
It's true. So actually, we did a game design together too. I mean, there's a lot of little projects we've done.
Self-published.
But actually, there's a lot of interest in our little doppelganger game. Show you around at Origins. It's one of those hidden trader games. So it's an adventuring party. One person's a doppelganger.
It's just cards.
Yeah, you're trying to complete adventures, and every time you fail the adventure, the doppelganger grows stronger. And sooner or later, it's going to be like a confrontation, and the doppelganger will have to fight the party. And the cards that you use to complete the adventure with are the same cards that you use to fight each other with. So the trick is to try to go ahead and get far enough on the track so that the doppelganger is weak enough that you can go ahead and take him out while he's still kind of weak.
Before he kills you all.
And you don't know who it is.
You don't know who it is.
Yeah, it's a totally
Hidden trader mechanic in it, yeah, but it's just cards, so it's...
Yeah, but that's been, 3 years?
Yeah, we've been working on that for a while, but we're lazy, so it takes a while.
Well, and that goes back to that whole question about how many playtests does it take?
That one's
a lot.
It takes all of them.
Yes.
Yeah, but that one takes so much balancing, and our problem right now is making it work with the right number of players. Like, we got it to where it works great with 6. You can't have a game that just works with 6, right?
Oh, you mean it only works with 6?
Well, we haven't playtested enough with 7 or
Yes,
5
the answer is yes right
like
now.
5, you can't play with 5.
Not... It's,
I like that,
it's
though.
not done yet. It's
I know what's
alpha.
happening.
Right. But right, so we got to balance it or learn what the balance is for each player
Rename
cards.
it the 6-player game.
It's like Whisper, where you have to play with 4. You're
Well-
very limited market.
Well, the good thing is it's just a matter of getting the balance right in the card count for the different player count. So once we figure that out, I think we could just remove certain number of cards to play.
your cut sheet.
But that work hasn't been done yet. I don't think you haven't done it. I haven't done it.
No, it still needs more playtesting to make sure that it works with 8, 7, and 5.
Yeah.
Mr. Burke, what do you other than Doppelganger?
Doppelganger.
Well, Robert likes to design games that only us in the inside get to play.
We're not going to talk about
So, and you know,
that. We're not going to talk about that.
No, the cameras are off.
no, the cameras are off. So,
He is very creative.
and these games aren't play tested at all.
He is very creative. I don't know how he started with this today.
Oh, like tapping the
But these
sack
games
game,
are
is that
so
what you're
fun. Yeah, that's right. These games are so fun, but yeah, they're not ready for.
Spit take.
No, earlier today, Jason, we're out at the bar earlier, and he's like, "Let's play tap the sack," and he nails me right in the right testicle.
I was aiming for
Yeah,
the
you
left.
should move away from it.
I was aiming for the left. I promise. You're safe.
That was the right reaction, by the way. Like that game needs a lot more work. That wasn't working at all.
You know what? We should play test it right now.
Yeah, on Steve, maybe.
I don't think so.
Mr. Burke.
The new playtest you're working on? Sailboat?
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But the question was to me, right? Or was it? To you?
Oh no. We have ascension in the ranks.
This is so off the rails.
I don't know.
Keep going, though. I like it.
What was the question
I'm not
again?
editing anything.
What was the question again?
Do you find, out of the two of us, Brian? Phil,
You're more attractive than him.
All right, perfect. How
Yeah.
did he know that? We asked that question before he
You're
got here.
shiny. You exfoliate like Avery does,
Right.
don't you? I mean, it's all right. It's
Just my
it's
hand,
2015.
I use a loofah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a loofah.
It's cool. It's cool.
No, what games do you have in the works other than Doppelganger?
Oh, okay,
And,
so-
and Tap the Sack.
Yeah, tap to sack. That's not. I've canceled that project.
Again, lawsuits.
That's lawsuits.
play that
It's
game.
hard to get in the box, everything. But I've actually got
Did you say it's hard to get in the box?
It is.
Harder for some of us
It
than
is.
others, I imagine.
This one's one big giant finger.
A foam finger. That's all you got to do. I've actually got a party game. I just signed for a party game. It's actually the first game I've signed a contract on. That's I'm not doing myself, like
Yeah, you're
publishing
publishing
myself,
someone else's work?
publishing it through somebody else. I can't really.
Oh, no. You're publishing it through someone else.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes, I just standard design contract with them. I can't really talk about it.
Sure, it's okay.
You got to kill us.
CIA shit.
Well, yeah, they just they have it's a brand new game company basically. So until they announce that to the world,
Can you tell
I'm
me
not going
the
to really
game
talk about
company?
it. No,
You came in. It's not secret.
it's that secret. Yes, it is.
That's the name.
Shouldn't have mentioned it.
No, I talked to them before I came out to Dice Tower Con. Said, what can I talk about? What can I not? So,
You're like,
Can
I
we
got
just
this really
name a
important
bunch of-
interview. It's called Just Got Played. They're gonna push me, but
right.
Yeah.
But the party game it's a fun game. It's a very simple game, but it's a fun game, and it's coming out on a brand new with a brand new game company. The people starting it they're very well known YouTube people, and I think that's all I can say right now.
I perhaps should probably.
Oh, now I know who you're
I'm about 90% sure
No, you
that I'm
don't.
gonna have to
No, you
edit
don't.
that out as
Totally
well.
do.
I didn't know who they were. Like, he called me. He's like, I love your game. I saw it. I'm really interested in it. And he told me his name. Do you know who I am? I'm like, no, I don't know who you are. But I found out my daughter's a huge fan of them, these people, and so I started researching them. And it's exciting because they have a huge fan base, and it's a new company for them, but they're bringing a lot of people along with them. So hopefully that'll be something that works well for me.
Anything else on the burner for Rubber Burke Day?
Yeah, I have a game called Moons. That's pretty much, it's done. It's a trick-taking game, though. So if you know about Robert Burke games, you know I really don't have any brand at all. I kind of, my games are all over the place. You know, I don't like, my games don't follow sequential order as far as the mechanics or the theme or anything. They're all over the map.
Okay.
And so this is another one. I've never done a game like this before, but I like it. That's probably one I'll do myself, that I'll self-publish myself. I've also been working on a lot of new dragons for Draco Magi. That game's done very well for us. So I've been commissioning a lot of new dragon art, creating new dragon abilities. So the goal there is to create a bigger version of Draco Magi where players get all the cards but have to build their deck before they play each other. So different play styles can be accommodated that way.
Cool.
So that's something I'm working on as well.
Be fun motivation.
And I'm also, I've got people are wanting a Battle for Souls reprint. So I'm working on, well, I'm not working on that. I want to work on it, I just don't have the time, but it's something I want to do. I've got some new cards that I've done already, but I need to add a lot more cards and make some modifications to the game and create a kind of bigger package for that game. So that's the big
Are we
thing.
going around with stuff we want to do?
No, I only mention it because it's gonna happen, but it probably won't be till the end of this year, probably.
That's not that far.
Yeah, it's not
Before
that
you know
far.
it.
Yeah.
Jason Maxwell.
Yes.
Same question.
Yeah. Well, I have a lot of things that are cooking.
Make sure you mention me about the little adventure.
Hey, stop kissing his
Uh,
The microphone is actually attached.
it's attached.
So,
So coming up soon is a couple of Richard Lanius card games. They're going to be smaller box card games. We have 2 of them, and I think we're going to do similar designs for the boxes. They are fully developed, and well, one of them's 100% developed. One's pretty much 95%. Most artwork's done. Those will be debuting very soon, and then we have Little Adventures, which is a extremely unique children's game. It's my design. It's going to come with a big illustrated book, like 125, 150 pages.
It's cool.
Every page is illustrated. There aren't any children's games like this, and it's a little bit crazy because I looked around and I couldn't find anybody investing in children's games like this, and I'm being told it's because they don't sell. But I have this. I've been working on it for a couple years, and I finally hired somebody to help me finish it because I don't have enough time to finish it. But I have kind of a rough prototype here. We were going to play tomorrow over here at Dice Tower, and where I'm at.
Keep it together, man. Come on.
it's too great.
And well, I'm going to just be impressed with you. I've got a project I'm talking with. I can't say anything about, but it's a no, I'm being serious. It's a guy in the industry. I hadn't even told Steve this. This guy is so important. He's important in the industry, and we're going to do a game together. It's probably going to be a couple of years out, and I can't tell anybody about.
Me? Am I the guy?
Shh.
And you got all your stuff coming out soon.
There's Defenders of the Last Stand
Yeah.
next year. There's a huge project I'm really excited about. Arkham Investigator. I signed this contract a couple years ago with this guy who came out with one case on BGG, and I saw that everybody was flocking to it. I mean, it had all sorts of fans. There was constant chatter on it, and it's a storytelling game, kind of I like. So I wrote him and sent him a contract. But it's I don't know if you're familiar with Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective, but it's pretty much the same thing, but we moved it to Arkham, and you have an Arkham investigator and this big book of encounters. And he's been working on it for years, and I just kind of set it in the background for a while. Finally, I went back to him, and he had only 2 cases written, but there was still a lot of chatter going on. I went and added that 8 Summit was going to publish this, and I had all sorts of foreign partners come in, just almost immediately emailing me. They saying this game, Sherlock Holmes, sells great. We want to get on in this one.
Got a date of birth, you think, maybe?
That one's going to be next year.
Is it?
I think we'll have the game itself done this year, in the year, because it's a ton of writing. And it's Lovecraft. It's I kind of stumbled on that one. I got lucky on that one. And it'll be published early next year, or mid next year.
Coven.
Coven's coming out in August.
Got a chance
I
to
developed
test
that
it
one.
today.
What's that?
I got a chance to play test that earlier today.
You played the whole game?
Well, no,
He ate it.
for a
It
little
was
bit.
the table.
It was good. No,
That one is extremely unique. I can't think of any other game like it. It's a real brain burner, which is
Alpha Gamers game, yeah.
which is different from anything we've ever done. And that one was really hard for me to develop. When the prototype was sent, it was this award-winning prototype from a Canadian designer, and it had a few loose ends I wanted to fix. And I don't usually think in those kind of terms. This kind of game is not. It's my kind of game I always find interesting, but I don't play it a lot. And I developed that one, and it almost killed me. It was just, and I watch people play it. When they play it now, you walk up to the table, and they're sitting there just, the cogs are rolling around, because it's just 5 actions, but there's so much going on. It's hidden. It's a hidden alignment game, and you have actually non-player hidden alignment in this. You have hidden alignment of the players and hidden alignment of the goddesses. So it's very unique in that sense.
Cool. It's very cool.
And so people who are real into heavy games, I think it's going to hit well with them.
Good. We're going back to personal questions. Oh, you want this one?
Yeah.
Fire it up.
Well, before we get to the personal question, this one goes back to a little bit of industry stuff, but to the core personality of the game designer. Patrick, what would you say is your spirit animal?
Oh, that's a good
What did you
question.
say?
That's a good question.
Yes.
Your spirit animal.
My
Yeah.
spirit animal? Lion.
Lion.
Yep. Prideful. Right.
I see that.
Sexy,
Yeah.
muscular, aggressive,
Nice.
Flowing mane.
loves meat.
Yeah.
Flowing mane, though.
Someone
I tell you what.
cool
I'll tell you what,
back
Steve.
down.
You answer for me, and I'll answer for you.
Oh, shit. I didn't want any piece of that. But yeah, okay.
Steve's spirit animal is Gray Fox Games.
Right, apparently.
Gray Fox.
Or am I being asked?
Yeah.
Okay, what's my spirit animal? Go ahead, lay it on me.
Weasel.
Oh, wow. That was not nice.
That was being mean. That was being mean. Steve. Okay, I'm gonna be serious.
Really
I'm gonna be
going
serious.
For, like hamster. Duct tape.
No. Actually,
Terrible, right.
you're like a loyal dog.
Oh,
There you go. Like
thanks.
golden retriever.
That's me being honest.
Oh,
A golden retriever.
nice.
You're loyal to that person. You're loyal to
My
that
funny
person.
answer. I was thinking of my funny answer.
What was your funny answer?
A chinchilla. Jason.
Robert.
Yeah, dude. Well, I'm thinking
I would be a giant elephant shrew.
What?
shrew. What is
Just
that?
if you don't know what it is, Google it and look at a picture, and you'll understand. They got really giant noses, but you like them when you see them. You know, they're nothing special.
It's true, but it's just.
They're nothing
bigger.
special. They're weird looking. Just look it up, man. They're cool.
So I had breakfast with Eric Lang, and he told a funny story this morning.
Uh-oh.
He said he was in Africa. He was talking about going down the Congo. You were there.
Yeah.
And
The hippo story.
he said
Hippos
they
are
saw
messed
these
up, man.
hippos with these tiny legs running across whatever they run across land.
Extra
And,
tiny, like regular.
Well,
Regular
compared,
hippos.
yeah.
and Eric just started laughing. Ah!
And the
You
hippo
know,
stopped.
and the hippo stopped,
And looked at them.
and their guide goes, stop. Shh. And the hippo looked around at him as if he was going to charge him, and he took off. Don't you ever laugh at a hippo again.
Eric said that was the closest he's ever been to death in his life.
Are they
So
the
that
number
was a
one
fun
killer of
story.
humans? and
They are.
animals?
Yeah, they are.
But he said it was the funniest thing he ever seen. They have these tiny legs. They weigh what? 10 tons? I don't know.
They view everything as a threat, and what he said is they view everything as a threat, and they attack it till it doesn't move. So it's not a good combination.
So it doesn't move.
And they're a semi-truck.
Yeah,
All right, so
that could be your spirit.
you're the hippo.
The hippo.
No. You're like a big,
No, you're not.
you're like a big lovable bear.
You're a golden retriever.
I'm still
Yeah.
thinking about Jason's spirit animal. I'm going to just chime in a few minutes.
Yeah, what's your spirit
Just,
animal?
fire it. Just blurt it out in the
Right,
middle
yeah,
of
yeah.
the
Tell me.
conversation.
He is a golden retriever. He's like a 100-pound lap dog.
Yeah, he is.
Giant pug.
Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, man. I'll take dog. Loyal, that works.
Dog is good. Dog is good.
He is a dog.
That's true. That is true.
Patrick,
Hey, you guys want to play Tap the Sack?
what made you want to get involved in the board game industry, man?
Come on, the chicks. We know.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's the babe.
There's a few, yeah. No, it's I played Magic the Gathering back when I first started teaching, and then as my children got older and more expensive, I couldn't support that habit. So some friends got me into board gaming. I fell in love with it and just started building on from there. I'm a teacher by day, so I started bringing it into the classroom and getting very involved with games and education. One of the schools I was at, we built up a board game library, and then that helped me.
This guy's a hero.
Stumbled into a job with Arcane Wonders and was their communications director for 5 years, and got to travel.
Ass.
I did.
You
I did.
ass.
And I met some great people, and so it's just been a great ride. So that's where it started.
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
It was the chicks.
Yeah, absolutely. And the money.
Oh, the money.
The money's
yeah.
good too. The money's great.
No,
It's really a money grab.
I'm actually,
That's all it is.
Exactly.
Really.
Right.
Yeah.
I just sell out. I got into board gaming because I played role-playing games all my life. Since I was in 4th grade, I just love role-playing games. But then board games became a lot more accessible. And then after I got into board games, I'd have to say it's really Richard Linus that got me interested in the industry, because it satisfies a creative niche to make games when there's not something out there that does exactly what you want. You're like, I love this game, but it doesn't do exactly what like I love Mage Knight. It's a really interesting, cool game, but I actually hate the gameplay at the end where it's all really mathy and you're like, there's like 10 different ways to come up with 18 points with your cards. You know what I mean? It's like, it's all like,
Yeah, thinking's hard.
I know. If only there was
I hear ya.
a game that was a lot more simple. Right. No. But so you see stuff that you like, but it doesn't quite capture the experience that you want out of that game. Sometimes you have that preconceived notion of what this game is going to be about, and you're like, oh, I can't wait to play it. This is going to be the best game ever. And you play it, and you're like, oh man, that was just so good, but not quite. You know what?
We really should have had like a jar or something. So every time Steve uses a big word like niche or niche,
Actually,
put
every time I say you
Yeah.
know, I say you know too many times.
Or like his kid's college education fund.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Yeah, I'm a school teacher, so I need that. So, but yeah, that I saw how much creativity that Richard put into the games, and I started tinkering around with my own games. And at first, it was just tinkering around with games that were already published. It's like I think my first one was Adventurers. I loved Adventurers, but I was like, I want more. I want I want the Blade Room, and I want the Fireball Room, and I want the Poison Dart Room. And then after that, it just, once you start designing games, it's a slippery slope, because you can't, every time you look at something, you're like, oh, I like that, but I want to do something different. And then the other part of that is I'm really social, and I just love mixing it up, and I actively seek out the most fun people in the whole board game community. Right here. These 4 right here. What would include you? Like 6, right?
I don't know. You didn't put us yet.
Oh, yeah.
We're working on it.
Well, that's true. Steve's very modest, but I will say that, I mean, you see all these famous board game people in the industry when you go to conventions and stuff, but really, a big fish in a small pond, right? But Steve really is. He's the glue. Like he's the guy. You are.
No.
He's
He's
the guy who introduces everybody to everybody. He really is the glue that for the whole industry.
The truth
pretty
of the
much.
matter is the board game industry is teeny tiny. There's like 20 people in this industry. So
There's more than that.
Well, you know what I'm saying. It's teeny tiny. It doesn't take anything before you met everybody. And
Yeah, but you're the one that introduces them to each other.
well, all it
You
takes,
really are.
All it
You're
takes
the
is
face. You're the voice.
all it takes is saying,
You're the
"Hey,
glue.
let's go have a drink together," or let's go out to dinner, or whatever. And then you're fast
then
friends.
you're both calling the same bail bondsman and you're friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Once you spend a night in South Carolina prison, you're
Right.
you're friends for
You're
life.
screwed.
Remember that night?
I still hurt. Why do you have to
Is that where
What got me into board games? Well,
Yes.
I really, when I was younger, was really about role-playing, Dungeons and Dragons. I was huge into that. My brother's here. We used to play Dungeons and Dragons in high school and college. So that was really my thing when I was younger. Really loved that stuff. Played all the regular board games growing up, Monopoly and Scrabble and all that kind of stuff. Then I discovered the whole Renaissance was happening when I played it was Carcassonne was the first one that kind of introduced me to this whole thing that was going on. And at the time, I was doing all this artwork of these cartoon creatures, and that turned into my first game, Cartoona, because it kind of hit me that, wow, Carcassonne is so awesome. I could put my creature parts on tiles and let people build my cartoons, and that turned into my first game, and that's what really got me on Board Game Geek and finding out about all these games and playing them. And I started my own local board game group where I was introduced to a lot of games, and I just fell into it big time. I just loved it. The social aspects of it are fantastic. The historical aspects, and games today really, they're like books, right? I mean, any subject that you are passionate about, any subject you want to learn about, there's a board game out there for it. And that's really incredible because it immerses you in whatever you're interested in. So that's a very cool thing. So that's what it's become for me. You know, if there's some passion I have or some interest I have, I can create a game about it and get it out to people. So that's really what drew me back into this.
You can almost see your passion for that kind of stuff with Faust. I mean, that's something that's
thank you.
and beautiful. And
Yeah, thank you.
And I can't wait to get my copy of that.
Awesome, thank you.
It's a great
the
game.
reaction to that's been very good, so I'm excited.
Very clever.
For that one.
Very good mechanics.
Same question, my friend.
Can somebody repeat the question?
What got you into gaming?
Oh, yes. Let's see. Well, you know what? Unlike these guys, I didn't start gaming until my 30s.
Oh no.
Sorry.
I didn't start gaming until in my 30s. And
So you started gaming about 2 years ago?
2-3 years ago, for all the ladies out there who are watching, probably none, right? But I've always been just insanely, my brain imaginative, right? And so, you guys are so freaking distracting during my question. I don't do this crap. I don't do any of this. I'm going to turn this way.
Jason, you're the one that's actually Mike, so we might not be able to hear the rest of it.
Good. They don't need to be heard. They're like a herd.
I was gonna say
Okay.
eagle.
So,
Eagle.
here's what happened. I mean, to me, when I was in my 30s, I walked into a board game store, this little niche store, and it was in a mall, and I looked around and I saw, what the heck is this? Because, when we grew up, I don't know how old you are, but when I was young,
And you won't find out how old.
there weren't all these games, right? There weren't these little zombie games, easy to learn, where you're running around trying to get to the helicopter, and that's kind of stuff that they started making in the late 90s, and I walked in the store and was like, what the heck is this? It was this whole culture that was invisible to me. So I remember buying a whole bunch of games. I walked out there with all these games, and playing these games was like entering a movie, right? So you can actually indulge yourself and all this stuff that you indulge yourself without board games. But now you had the option, and see, I've been drinking too much. I can't even talk.
Actually, doing
Well, that doesn't do it.
And at that, I'm not going to name the game that I first bought, because I bought like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know which game I'm talking about? It had zombies in it.
Zombie dice?
No,
Fighter die?
let's go back 15 years. 1 page of instructions.
Oh, I know what you're
So, I took this home and just played it over and over and over again. And then I realized there's just 1 page of instructions here. There's a lot of loopholes. And at that point, I was just filling in gaps, creating my own rules, and I became obsessed with BGG. Probably looked at every game entry on there, and that just stuck.
I gotta speak for him because he's one of the designers and publishers I really admire.
Hey,
No, seriously, because it's all about your creativity, right?
yeah, it is.
I mean, the game design is just a medium for a creative person, and that's what I really love about so many designers. It's a new creative medium for people who have that kind of creative spirit.
It's a new
and
avenue. I mean,
energy.
you can't break into writing. You can't break into film. I mean, there's these huge barriers there.
So he did it because it's easy.
It's easier. But it's also extremely rewarding,
Let me see. This industry's got a bunch
I was trying to come up with a spirit animal, and I'm going to go with eagle.
I just snorted at you. I should give you an animal.
But here's the deal. If I had to list 3 things about Jason Maxwell, I would say smart.
sexy.
No,
That's 2.
Oh, come on.
not even close.
Come on.
Smart, creative, and independent. He zigs.
You got
when the rest of the
cojones.
industry zags.
You do.
And because of that,
Cojones?
he's been really successful. And he's smart, he's creative, and he's independent. I don't think of any animal that's smart, creative, and independent. I don't know.
Honey
Jason
Badger.
Maxwell's up.
Maybe the rhino, maybe.
Yeah.
I went with Eagle because
Yeah,
they're
bald.
independent. But
But he's not
again,
bald, so.
Yeah, let's face it. I mean, publishing in the board game industry, there's huge ones, right? There's Fantasy Flight and there's Asmodee, and there's some really big ones. But at the level that of the hobby games, people don't understand how much work there is. You don't know how much work a guy like Jason Maxwell puts in
Yeah.
to his company. I mean,
but I'm not
it's-
just blood smoke because
No,
I
it's
hate
true.
Jason.
it's true. I knew you're not even dead, and we're
He
saying
is
this
smart,
about you.
creative, and independent, and he has come up with some real
Here,
solutions.
cheers.
Yes.
This is
Cheers.
For you. It's for you. Cheers.
I just have
Maxwell.
nuts in here.
It's not easy. You do
Here's
great.
to Mason Jackswell, his alternate identity.
Well, thank you.
Who's Maxicad?
Oh, that is.
Why are you
He
Maxicad?
just made that up.
Maxi Pad.
He asked
I
about
made that up.
nicknames,
That's
and
it,
he's
credit.
like,
I
Maxi
love that.
Pad.
I love that.
Yeah,
Kudos to you for
Yes.
calling him Maxi Pad.
that's right.
Because that's going to stick for the next 30 years of our friendship.
You're gonna pay for this.
Now this is a quick. Did you have? I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
No, I was just thinking about like a board game old folks home that I've been talking about. I hope somebody.
That's what I think about that too.
Hey, if you're watching
Z-Man
this
was
and
like
you're
that.
into board games and you have a lot of money and you're looking to start a new business,
Me.
an old folks gamers home is what you need to create. Hopefully, you'll get it done in the next 20 years. So, and
I know we get
all of us,
move
we'll all be in there.
The games
It'll
have to
like
be.
a convention.
The
like
games
for the
have to
last
be
20 years of your
extremely
life.
simple.
And
No.
They also invent synthetic livers.
Yes.
Yes.
Really nice addition
Right.
as well.
They all
Well, you know what I always say?
blood
I'd rather be a
transfusion.
good liver than have one. Where's the drink?
When you look at
Crown. Crown, my friend.
it's not a commercial for Crown, but
That's all he drinks.
what, then don't even use the glass.
That's not all I drink.
I've got another question.
Is this a-
Okay, good. Personality of the game designer. What's another hobby other than gaming that participate in that you're also passionate about?
For me, it's been outdoor activities, hunting, fishing, camping, hiking.
Outdoor activity.
Reading Hemingway.
Yeah, we don't.
But then I got introduced to board gaming, and I have
Potato
never been
chips.
outdoors anymore.
Pizza.
So, I mean, there was a time I was actually
Netflix
active
and dominoes.
in things, and now board gaming, gained about 40 pounds, and
Yeah. You give a board gamer look.
Yeah.
I like it.
pasty white skin.
Yes. Translucent.
And, yes.
Occasional showering.
Deodorant, not mandatory.
Same question.
Oh, before I got into board games, I was a fine artist, and I still tinker around with art. Although I don't consider myself an artist because you have to really make art on a consistent basis to be an artist. But lately, I've been getting into like 3D design and 3D printing. So it's man, the software out there right now is very accessible. A lot of it's freeware. And also, I'm doing it also as a teacher because I teach those skills to my kids.
And you have a 3D business card, right? Yeah.
I did have at one point I made this 3D business card where you could crunch the card and it would make dice pop out. And then I realized if you cut the card into lots of little pieces, it doesn't last very long. But for a while, it's really cool because it makes like dice pop up.
Mr. Burke, same question.
For me, my only other hobbies really are music and art. I'm a huge other creative things. I'm a huge music fan. I play music. I'm a huge art fan.
What do you play?
Guitar and sing.
You told me you did.
Write songs and.
You've never played for us.
He plays a mean
Bring
skin
it.
flute.
No, bring me guitar and I'll play.
He plays the
songs.
organ?
That
Bring me
skin
guitar.
flute, he
So
can work it.
I like to write too. I write articles for Yahoo Music on the side and Beats Music. I do playlists for them and write about different things. Like I put music together in different ways, like songs produced by a certain producer, for example, so you can start to hear what that producer, how he produces his music, that kind of stuff. Maybe songs from a certain city at a certain time period, like maybe San Francisco, 1968, to really hear what that scene was like. Things like that, just putting music together in playlists that way and then writing about it. So I've been doing that for years and years and years.
Actually, he was written up in Time Magazine, and he's known as the godfather of the online music playlist.
Oh, shut up! I am not.
The Godfather.
The Godfather.
Music
I'm old.
playlist.
I'm
There's a new
old.
nickname.
I'm old.
Who's your favorite artist?
You are fucking old.
Asking me who my favorite artist is kind of like asking me who my favorite child is.
Do you have
That's
a
impossible.
favorite genre?
No, I don't.
No, you don't.
I love music, like all music. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's, hip hop or jazz or rock and roll or alternative or whatever. I love all. Depends on your mood.
Jason Maxwell. Same question.
Well, first of all, redundancy is one of the things I hate the most.
Redundancy?
Yeah. What's the question? I'm sorry. I just want to say I hate it, but I need to know the
The
question.
question is not what you hate the most.
What, other than pornography and alcohol, what are your other hobbies?
That's it, man.
That's it.
Cover them all.
Potato chips.
Potato
I
chips.
do like chips.
They are delicious. How do they do
It's
that?
delicious, the grease and the salt.
And I want to know who invented the sandwich. I mean, it's
The
like
Earl of Sandwich.
Earl of
did.
Sandwich.
Everybody
Yeah,
knows
but-
that.
But did he really?
Yes.
It's such a brilliant design. Why is he not in history books? We don't talk about him.
in history.
He is.
So, skip the pornography, the potato chips, and the...
What he said, minus some of the things.
I don't think you have time for any other hobbies because you're so busy with.
I like music. I play the guitar.
Are you serious?
I write my own songs, but I don't like listening to a whole lot of music. I just like listening to my own stuff.
All right, we're gonna start a band, and next Dice Tower.
No, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I'll take.
That's what I was afraid you were gonna say.
Can I video that?
Absolutely.
Yes.
He does have a lot of Halloween stuff.
Oh, I like Halloween. Halloween
Yeah.
parties and things that are dismal and depressing.
So does Robert. Robert's into like redecorating your house towards like Halloween themes and stuff like that.
No, my wife is into the Halloween thing.
I'm into Robert's wife.
Oh my god.
Her wife is awesome.
What?
His wife is awesome.
Her wife.
Yeah, her wife. Her wife is
Her wife.
She is. My wife is awesome. She's very southern, and she loves Halloween, and she decorates at the next level.
Shout out. Hey.
Dude.
We love you.
My wife doesn't use the internet, so she won't know.
Oh, really? Oh, bummer.
I could tell my
Unless you
wife
email it
about
to her.
this interview and she still wouldn't watch it.
Robert, I'll mail a video cassette to the house.
Please don't.
My wife still wouldn't watch it.
Video cassette.
Video cassette.
We could actually play it. We have a video cassette player
Would
still.
she say, Robert, I
that my
just
wife
I
won't
never
throw
know
away,
you.
Because we have all these old VHS tapes, right? So why would you throw out your machine? Yeah, it's like.
Of course.
Even though we probably haven't actually put one in and watched the movie in like 8 years, you got it.
I'm sure it still works.
Yeah, why would you?
Patrick, if you had to pick your favorite game
He's good. He
that
keeps it rolling.
you have not had a hand in someone else's work, other than the... Actually, I'm going to change this. It's got to be something that none of these people have had a hand in.
And they haven't. My favorite. I've always said this is Princes of Florence. By far, that is my favorite game.
Suck.
Even though Tom Bassel put it in
God.
one of his top 10 most overrated games of all time, that is my favorite game. That is my go-to.
I just.
Oh, wait,
I love that
I don't think you're heard me right.
What is it?
Suck.
Nah, that's all right. Come on, lick
Okay,
me, okay.
so there.
You want to lick
I'll stand by.
Zero gamer.
You did to me.
I wish I could take a picture of that.
You have a picture of that. It's moving.
No, I turned my head.
Wait, we're not all on all the time, are we?
We are. You see anyone running the camera?
But isn't it just on him when you're talking?
No.
You don't have a
Camera guy.
you don't have a camera guy?
You see him on there? You really need new glasses there, buddy.
What kind of production is this?
Why does the camera can't?
Why did you call me?
This is beneath us.
I love you.
Mr. Avery,
Oh, yes.
I am going to bounce that same question off you.
Oh,
I'm going to
man.
bounce it off all four of you, actually.
Oh, I love...
Just
I
one.
gotta go with Thunder
Game.
Road,
Yeah,
baby.
you like games?
Thunder Road.
Is that a song or a game? I don't know.
Both.
The game.
Thunder Road.
I'm sure
is
that.
a-
What's the game you brought to the mountain house? Fucking, it was in the 50s, and you had to scroll it, and it was like...
Oh, that was
There
good
was,
too.
you had like
Astron.
Astron had mothballs in the box and shit.
Look, I know you got excited because it said Astron on the box.
Astron.
Thunder Road, baby.
Thunder Road. Burke.
There's only one. There really is only one game, and Sam Healy would appreciate this.
He'll never watch this shit.
Wait, what's
I
the
know.
question? I already
I'll
forgot
send
it.
I'll email it. I'll email it to
I'll
him.
read
We'll do the whole like Clockwork Orange thing.
When I think about
With eyes shut.
When I think about all board games and what board game is the most important, the most beautiful, the most all-encompassing, the one game you want to bring to a deserted island
Thunder Road.
when you go there, no.
Underrated.
It's Twilight Imperium 3.
Oh.
Boo.
Everyone's allowed to have their own opinion.
They are, luckily. But it's the best game.
Yeah, my opinion.
It's the best game.
Everyone does have your opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the best game ever made in the history of games. It has everything you need. It has social interaction. It has diplomacy.
It's got 9 hours playtime.
Let me speak. Oh yeah, 9 hours playtime. Oh, that's horrible. I don't want to have fun for 9 hours. That's horrible. I don't want to have.
a good game.
Yeah, it's an awesome game. It builds a story. Every game is different.
I
And
like Twilight Imperium.
I mean, you'll play a Twilight Imperium game and you'll think back on it as if it was a novel that you read. And everyone is different. So I'm a huge fan of that game. I've never made a game like it.
Does it
but
have
I love it.
helicopters blowing up cars? No.
See, the
I
game.
believe there's expansion coming out for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There's the
All right.
helicopter car expansion.
I
I'm a
want
big
to
fan.
hear Jason's answer.
Jason Williams. Maxwell.
Mork and Mindy.
Max.
Definitely.
Max
Max
is
is
bad.
bad.
Well,
Yeah.
as much as I hate to have things repeated,
What's your favorite game that you haven't touched?
Don't
That
say
none of
Thunder
these guys
Road.
have had a hand in.
Don't say Thunder Road. That'll depress me.
Cosmic Count.
That's good too.
That was good.
That's my
God.
number two. That's my number 2.
There's so many good
I
ones.
don't get to play games that much anymore. That's a tough
What
question.
was the last one? Was it second edition Dungeons and Dragons?
We all
My
had to
favorite
be
game
Yes.
that I haven't touched. What do you mean by haven't
Or
touched?
none of us have
None of you
had a
have,
hand in it.
have had a hand in
The
it.
one I haven't touched.
It's like you would pick one of those.
There's
I
only
touch all your games.
There's only 2, Avery, so
You're-
you're safe.
You know a game I love, I never get to play much because most people don't like it, is
Poetry game.
Android. And Poetry game, I love that one.
That's a good game, Android. I like that game.
I mean, that one is dripping with so much theme,
That's
and the
another
mechanics
one
are
of
so
games
beautiful.
I love, but I would hate. I love and hate that game. But it's your moment. Android, it's great.
And Cyrano, the poetry game where we're all writing poetry. That's another game I can't get anybody to play.
I play with you.
You know what we should do? Finish this liquor, because there's a lot of it, and then we'll all play.
Have you played Cyrano?
And can we go dancing after?
Oh man, Robert would be.
Eric Lang, one of the questions was how do you deal with, this and that, haters. Because the internet, man.
They're gonna
it's
hate.
Like, and BGG,
They're gonna hate.
We were talking about this today too. There's so many trolls, and especially with Kickstarter, they want everything, right? Like if you don't do what they want, then you're horrible. And I've really learned over the last just few months, really, just ignore it. Just ignore it.
Get tiresome to kill all these people.
Yeah.
It's funny because if
don't,
you
don't let it get to you. If you're a game designer, you can't let it get to you. You got to do what you want to do, and you've got to ignore those people, and you've got to do what the games that you want to
it's
make.
funny how friendly they turn when you see them in person.
Oh,
They don't know you, or it's kind of an accidental conversation.
If you hate
And-
me, you should really check out Robert Burke.
Why would they hate you, Steve?
Just saying.
You've only designed half a game.
I have 2 halves. 2 half games.
but you know what makes me happy is what I will do on BGG. Like if people are like making bad comments about your game or whatever, I'll go to like my favorite game. I'll go to the Twilight Imperium 3 page and look at it in Board Game Geek or the Cosmic Encounter, games that I think are the best games ever made. And I'll go to the last page to read the comments of the ones, the people who've rated the game a 1, and I'll read them. And I'm like, that makes me feel better.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you're going to write, and then you write something terrible.
Yeah.
You say something mortifying.
So I hamstring that really good game just to make myself feel better.
No, that's not what I was going
I
to
say
say.
something horribly derogatory.
Just to read the fact
Yeah,
that,
and
if you
you
look
took-
at any game, I mean, every game out there, right, there's people that love that game. If I hate it, I can guarantee you there's people that have rated a 10 and love it.
He's not telling
And
the
the
whole
games
story.
that I love, or the games that I hate, that I think are the worst games ever made, that I would rate a 1, there's, people that love it. Did I repeat myself, or did I do the opposite? I wanted to do the opposite. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
you're fine, but you didn't tell the whole story. You told me that you read all those ones and all the comments while humming the Love Boat to yourself.
That is true.
The Love
I don't
Boat.
think anyone can be unhappy if they're in love.
That's true.
Well, I think
It's true.
one of the things I see is that generally in society in general looks at gamers and like that it's still perceived as people just playing and wasting time. And as an educator, as an educator, there's so much
What
more to gaming than just the socialization.
All
of
over
playing.
him.
And
It's a good
I
thing you're
think
driving.
That's
It's a
for
skin
me
cleanser.
what the thing that I'm trying to change is to get that attitude across that there's so much so many positive things about gaming, and gaming is persistent through every aspect of our world and our living, our environment. That change that mindset, change that paradigm.
I think tabletop is the last chance we have to save all of our social skills. Everyone's going online and saying terrible things about each other, but when you get in person, they don't even know how to talk. Like the average person is so uncomfortable and so not happy. When you sit down and you play a tabletop game that one of you guys have created, it gives you an opportunity that you have to solve problems together, or even fight each other in some aspect, and still be able to walk away in the end and be friendly. Like it's your last. It's very possibly one of our last chances to say social interaction.
But isn't that great? Isn't that one of the reasons we love tabletop games so much?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Because we're so into the
feels-
internet and devices. It brings us together. We throw that away, and we're back to face-to-face communication and interacting with each other. Right? Isn't that one of the reasons we're all in this hobby? I think it is. Yeah,
I was gonna say it appeals to people because it gives them a framework to interact in.
Yep.
You're like, okay, I can zing you because that's part of the rules.
Yeah.
And you've got to deal with it.
Right.
You're not going to freak out and cause.
Right, but there's parameters, so it's not that big a deal.
You have to think there's going to be a balance shift back to social interaction, because we've gotten way off the end. I mean, I hear that like the average kid now, they're waiting till 18, 19 years old to get their driver's license.
My kids.
And they went in and asked, why are you doing this? It's because, well, we have internet and we have our phones. I mean, I don't know if you grew up in the same era I did. I mean, when we were 15, we couldn't wait to get out of the freaking house. It just blows my mind. These kids are living into the 30s, into their house with their parents, and they're waiting until they're 20 to get their driver's license. I think there has to be a shift back to people getting together, sitting around a table and playing games.
I wouldn't say I'm not anti. I mean, I'm very pro-internet and more information.
Oh, I am too. I am too.
And video games are great and all that, but you lose so much of that face-to-face interaction.
I just did that.
So important. That's
That's awful.
There's no
Just for the record, this pack's a lot more.
Golly, I just wanted to see, but that was not a good idea.
Oh yeah,
Ha ha.
That's suntan lotion.
that suntan lotion is my ass.
All right, I think we ended on a really great note. We're going to have to end here because there's a bunch of questions, and the rest of them are just going to go downhill. I want to thank all of you guys.
Downhill. Downhill works for me.
I think we've been down it.
No,
We've
we
been down it.
never stop. We keep going all night long.
All right, you want to ask the next question, Steve? Steve,
Yes, your most hated game.
Sorry.
Most hated.
Yeah, we
game.
should all ask a question.
Yeah, you trying to wrap this
that's
shit
the
up.
question right there. What's the game that you cringe when it hits the table?
Oh,
You already had it.
What
Wow.
is the game you cringe that when it hits the table?
It's one that I both hate and love, but I probably hate more.
We were just talking about how we just like trolls. I'm not answering this one.
But I still want to play it for some reason.
God, that was the worst thing. Wow.
Take it off.
Whoa.
Take it off.
Your most hated game.
Yes. The tables have turned, sir.
Oh yes, that's right. We're on you now.
Hide the salami in an all-male Turkish prison.
Yes!
Wait a minute,
Love
that's a
that.
game?
I used to love that game. Hide the Salami's a great game.
In an all-male Turkish
Underrated.
prison?
No, that's the
It's the
expansion.
worst. Yeah, do not play that expansion.
so which one of us four would you guys find most attractive?
Oh,
You know,
what?
we had a
Wow.
discussion earlier today that
Robert,
that we were going to be asking questions. We shouldn't be nervous because you guys wouldn't be asking us questions. I feel like if I could ball all four of you up into one magnificent male.
You can call us all together
Yeah, like a human caterpillar.
Small children.
occasionally.
Small children look up to you.
And what's really weird about that, we would all be very happy if you did.
He does creepy Uncle Pat. I don't know what to tell you.
You have lived
Which
the next
game?
dad.
Which game would you be if you could be a game?
Oh yeah.
Buse and Memo.
Let's do
Boost
this.
and Memo. Boost
I'm
and
all
Memo.
about it.
You don't have to have
That's a host.
Daniel Reyes, if you want any more of this, you better get it now. Because that is not making it to tomorrow night series. Alright, was there another question?
Yes. Which game?
If you could be any game, which game?
You could be any game.
And why?
And why?
The original version of Hide the Salami. Not the Turkish version. Wow, this is a
The
tough.
Turkish version hurts
Yeah,
worse.
it's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good.
And it smells a bit like ham.
Can you name 3 games by each of us?
I can't name 3 games by Steve. I can name 2 games by Steve.
What? Name as many as you can.
By Steve?
By all of us.
All right, Draco Magi.
That's not Steve. That's me.
by all, I'm
Oh,
starting
me.
with
All
you.
right, me.
It's
all
not
right.
you.
You forgot your own question.
By all of us, not me. Draco Magi, Faust, and
Again, I can't get.
I've been drinking the Souls game that I.
Good job.
I do
Alpha
have-
Souls. All right, now Jason.
He doesn't know any of my games.
I don't.
He doesn't know.
Now Steve.
Schmersh.
Steve,
One
Fucking
fighter guy.
Personal, and he's got a new.
That's
game.
one half.
Flying Flea Arena.
There's no way I can even say that after drinking this much.
Doppelganger.
Flying Flea
Tap the
Arena.
sack.
Hey,
Yeah.
did
There
it.
you go.
Wow.
Tap the sack.
How did you forget tap the sack?
Oh, is that my game?
That's my game.
Now,
That's
will
his
you- Will you
game.
be kickstarting that one?
Tap the sack.
Tap the sack.
I'll be kicking it.
I'm working on the stretch goals right now.
Because right now you can only tap the. Right now you can only tap the right one.
I don't see how any of this is going to make.
It's going to be a wide and deep stretch goal package.
I hope not.
Oh yeah, I got extra stretch.
Blackmail maybe, but not YouTube. I hope.
This is a terrible idea, Brian.
That's the guy. Idiot.
You can't drink the good stuff, Steve. How many times have I told you, Steve?
Are you the DD?
Steve, you can't
should
drink.
get
You
together.
can't drink the
We
good stuff.
should
No,
actually
put that
make
down.
that
Put it back.
We should actually make
I
tap the
got the
sack.
good stuff.
Yeah,
We should come up with a tap
Oh,
sack
wait,
it's a
game.
dexterity
A
game.
dexterity.
I don't think anything's a waste of time. Actually.
Giant finger in the butt.
If you're watching this, we love you. I love you, Robert.
And so does Elmo. Oh man, I'm sorry. Who's the purple guy? Purple dinosaur? Barney. So does Barney.
Elmo, how did you confuse Elmo and Barney?
I don't know. It's all the same. It's a bunch of kid crap.
He really is smart. Even though he fucked that up.
There is one more thing, and I really feel like I shouldn't say this.
Please do. You can be open with us.
Would you?
We're open.
Would you
Would you all
rather?
sign?
Especially
Would you all
Steve.
sign my underwear,
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Brian?
Are you going to be wearing it?
There's no way I'm.
Because if you are, the sack's going to get tapped. A lot.
We're playing. I just love.
Oh, a game.
You know, you need to put those on for.
Hey, I saw some people signing that.
That's pretty.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. What are you
What's
like?
that all about?
I want someone
You're
to
like
wear
a what?
that.
A 30-inch waist?
You don't remember. I know you
30
watch.
inch.
I know you watch our show. I know you watch just
Yeah.
all the time.
I've never seen
I know
it.
you've watched. Yeah, and
I will though.
and
I will see every episode
I
now.
will watch this one.
Yes.
But we make
I'm not watching
reference
this
to
one.
my collection of celebrity underwear.
Well, then why are you having us sign it?
We're not celebrities,
exactly.
dude.
To me, you guys are the celebrities.
We are rock stars.
Wow.
If I must say, my brother's over here, Joe, as a matter of fact, and
Hey,
he just
Joe.
moved from Alaska to Florida, and he's a nurse practitioner. So he's been like doing northern exposure, like for real, for like a while. But he's like wants to do what he loves. So he's coming back. He's bought a sailboat. And he's going to charter sailboats for a living. So I'm trying to get him to do gaming charters, where we go out in the evening and we play games all night long and come back. What do you think? Would you do it?
Yeah.
This.
I would.
I'm down.
Would you do it?
That sounds dangerous.
You would.
Sounds
It
good.
would be dangerous.
They
Okay.
actually, they're not real.
I'd do it.
people. They made up some things to make us.
Can I sign
like
Eric
that.
Langston?
You need beta testers.
Eric signed the crack.
Eric's on there?
No, Eric
Eric
signed
signed
the
it.
people.
I want to be right on the pocket, right on the package area.
Eric signed the people.
You want to be on the tap the sack area.
Can I draw a creature like from
I
Cartoona
want you to do whatever you want in my underwear.
on your underwear?
Anywhere,
not in-
anything,
not in-
anything we want.
The preposition
underwear.
is very
Sorry,
important
underwear.
there. Why are you taking the prime spot?
Because he does that.
I saved you a little.
Steve, write your own name.
Yeah. I saved you a little left nut.
That's the backside, you know.
Is that the back?
Yeah.
No, it's not. That's the front.
Is it?
Yeah, it's got the meatball.
See the tag. See the tag.
Yeah, I see it.
Are you gonna wear these?
No, we were thinking we may auction them off.
That's a good
I don't
idea.
know, man.
charity.
They look pretty sexy.
We may do that.
I want a pair of these.
That'd be
Somebody-
great next year for the
Yeah,
Jack
looking
Bassett.
good.
I want a really good-looking
Looking
girl to wear
good
'em.
right there.
Are you sure?
Oh, look.
Tom would be
Oh,
okay with
man.
this?
Probably not.
Did Tom sign them yet? Did Tom sign them?
I didn't have the courage to ask Tom. We did get Nick to sign it.
Nick.
Nick from Board Game Brawl.
All right. There you go.
All right, Tom,
You
if
need to
you're
get
watching.
Tom to sign it. You need to get all those Dice Tower guys to sign it.
We got, what else we get to sign in?
Did Richard sign up?
Crack.
No.
Right on the crack.
All
I don't
right.
know, man. It's not Richard's style to sign it.
Richard signed it.
Richard.
will sign
We
it.
can get Richard to sign this. Who else do you want? We can get Tom
We
to
want them
sign
all.
this. We can get everyone to sign this. For charity. It's gonna go to charity though.
Well, I'm not going to sell it. So I'll either
We don't
wear
want
them.
you like wearing this out to
I'll,
clubs
I'll
and
either,
stuff.
I'll either wear them to your house for Thanksgiving or we'll give it away for charity.
You should do both. Because in my experience, anytime someone wears underwear, it's worth more than.
Not when I
They'll
wear
be worth more with some ball sweat in it.
Oh my
Sure,
God.
right.
That's it. If a female wears them.
Nice.
All right, well, I'm Patrick. That's Brian.
Patrick.
This is Patrick.
Steven.
Steven.
Robert.
Jason.
Maxie.
MaxiPad.
Maxi Pat.
We're just got played. Thank you very, very much for watching.
This is all good liquor.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Do you think Steve Avery exfoliates? Honestly. You do.
I do not exfoliate. I am so slimy right now.
You
It's-
exfoliate.
no, I do not exfoliate.
I don't think he
Really?
does regularly,
It's right
but he
here.
will have to.
It's-
to get
I'm not
to
facing the
marker.
camera, but there's I got bumps.
Well, you're like
That's what I'm-
shiny, like you're like a shiny, like.
I'm slimy. It's
you're like-
slimy, not shiny.
Oh, okay. He looks like an on-camera guy, though, doesn't he?
Yes.
Like shiny.
It's the makeup.
and, like-
It's
Anyone tell you look like Steve Carell?
Are you wearing makeup?
Yes, I've got.
Okay, you've gotten that. Just wondering.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah.
I don't like. I don't.
You might actually be him.
I don't
What'd you
think-
sign? Let me see.
And
So he's much funnier and probably taller.
Watch out. Oh, yeah, that's good. Logo.
You got.
That's where Dr. Lobo will come in.
Production.
Right there.
What?